Justice Show, live right now on the CW58.
Student's office received stacks of written complaints, emails, and multiple phone calls regarding Saxon's sermon about women. Holding a sign that read, "You deserve rape," has ignited the outrage across the campus on Tuesday. It was on the same day of Sexual Assault Awareness event. He's not making any friends. Now, Saxon has never directly threatened anyone in particular. His language has been general enough that he isn't targeting a particular person. However, this is according to Kendall Washington White, the interim dean of students. However, a University of Arizona attorney was contacted to discuss the situation. Saxon's sermon came ahead of the Take Back the Night event that was held Tuesday night, which aims to unite people against sexual violence. He said the decision to create the sign and display was tied to the event and to the fact that April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. All right, let's go to the phones, and first we'll talk to Susan. Good morning, Susan. Welcome to 104.1 The Truth.
Oh, good morning, John. I just wanted to say I love your show. I listen every morning on my way in.
Thank you very much.
I have two comments. I graduated from U of A in 2002, and this same type of activity was going on when I was there on the mall. The same type of religious group saying the same things about rape and premarital sex. And I remember one lady I was walking by and said, if you have premarital sex, you're going to get breast cancer. So, just really out there stuff. But the second thing I want to say is I agree with the previous caller is that the media tends to give all of these people the face and their 15 minutes of fame that they want, just like they've done with kind of the Bombers and Jerry Lee Loughner, and we continue to put these people out there, and that's exactly what they want.
Well, and that's never going to change, though. I mean, that's the look. Whether it's media, to a certain extent, shows like mine as well. I talk about what I want to talk about, and the media knows what drives viewers to go and watch, and stuff like this drives viewers to the to the TV screens.
It just seems, though, over the last decade or so that face and the media and the immediate gratification of getting the latest news out has really gotten a lot worse.
Well,
I don't see a lot like with the reporting on the bombings. It seemed like it was whoever could get a piece of information out first, regardless of whether if it was accurate or not.
You know what's interesting, Susan, and I'm glad you brought this up. Thank you for the phone call. Let me spin off of this for a moment. I'm going to get you other calls here in just a second. But we had the story week before last. We were doing the list of the 5 unintentional things that were actually saving the world or something like that, and one of them was, I think it might have even been number 1, was the internet was making us smarter. And the gist of it was that with so much information and knowledge readily available to you, to your eyes, to your ears, at your fingertips, whether it's mainstream media, TV, radio, Twitter, Facebook, the internet in general, we've actually become better critical thinkers, if you will, and I use that cautiously because that's a tied to connotations like, critical thinking. But it's made us better at deciphering through a lot of the junk. Now, it's fed a lot of conspiracies and things of this nature. However, it's also made us question more, think about the issues more, and in the process become smarter and better able to equip getting all of this information. Because people now generally understand that during a week like the Boston bombing, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. Which is why this morning we went through and broke down the timeline of what they believe now really happened. You compare that to what we thought was going on last week, I mean, it's night and day. The way I take it and going to Susan's phone call is it's not that is never going to change. Whether or not these individuals are out there thinking to themselves, I hope I get my 15 minutes of fame on TV. The reality is, whether they think that or not, they are going to when they do stupid stuff like this. To me, the more important part is, rather than focusing on, this isn't a dig on Susan in any stretch of the imagination, but the more important part of this is, how do we react to it? When we do react, when they do get their attention, what is our reaction to it? What I love about this story is the way that the students ended up reacting to it. At least on the onset. There are those that were outraged and, the Oasis group, this is what we're there for, which to a certain extent not validating what he's doing, but it is giving them something to talk about and something to point to in their endeavor to get people more knowledgeable about, sexual assault. He's providing a pretty good example of what to avoid and how stupid and mean people can be. By the same token, I like the comedic aspect of it. You really want to handle a guy like this? Call out the stupid for what it is stupid and show up there next to him with the sign that's just as ridiculous saying you don't deserve rape and you deserve grapes. That's that's the part of it that I thought. I'm like, yeah, that's how you devalue what this guy is doing. That's how you don't let an idiot like this go and provide that kind of damage, is you just discredit it. You mock it for what it is. You take away any power that he might have had. The real power doesn't come from the media exposure. The real power comes in the people that get upset and get mad and get over it. Then he's winning. But when you mock him to the nth degree and call him out for the idiot that he is, you are an idiot. Then you take away the power from him. All right, we'll get back to your phone calls coming up. There was an editorial written on this. To fight hate speech, journalists must report hate speech. It comes from the Arizona Daily Wildcat. He makes some pretty good points, and we'll get to your calls